Hey everyone, let's talk about the Dark Magician. It might be the card with the most alternate arts in Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know that for a fact, but it's a hunch. It's usually between that and Blue Eyes White Dragon. So let's take a look at a visual history of the Dark Magician cards. So we're going to start off in chronological order here with the North American LOB Dark Magician. Now, this one was really cool. So I never had or really even saw this one in when LOB came out. It wasn't until the Yugi Evolution deck in 2004 came out where I'm like, whoa, an alternate art Dark Magician. That's pretty cool. Like, I get to have an alt art because I had the Yugi starter deck, so I had like that art, but not this original art. And this one always stuck out to me as being like the alternative one. I'm kind of like an alternative guy myself, at least spiritually. It's not a phase mom. I had a high school phase, but who didn't? But this Dark Magician is cool. He has green skin. He's radioactive, I think. That's what it probably comes down to, is that he's insanely sick and he needs some help. He is not the ultimate wizard in terms of healthcare, but I really like just the purple and the red on it. You see like that full body, at least from like the knees or the thighs upwards, and you get like a front and center view instead of doing like a JoJo's pose. So I really dig like this art. I think in terms of like showcasing Dark Magician, I mean, maybe aside from like the weird green skin, like that's probably gonna drop it down a few points for me, but like this is like a solid 8, honestly, if we're being real. Like a solid 8 out of 10 in terms of Dark Magician art. I just think it's such a solid design, and they really should use that a bit more. So the next one you might think would be the starter deck Yugi one, but no, actually the Dark Duel Stores promotional one was first. It's the same art, of course, with that nice prismatic secret rarity. I would love one of these cards. I don't own any of the original DDS promotional cards, but this is like the iconic one, right? If the other one is like the original one, in terms of the TCG, this is the original OCG version that came out in Volume 1. Now, this one's definitely doing a JoJo's pose, right? It's like doing a thing. I mean, Takahashi, well aware he is a JoJo's fan. I mean, who isn't? The only people that say they aren't have never seen JoJo's. Like, you look at a lot of designs in Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot of the BDSM kind of spiky stuff, and you're like, oh, that's JoJo erotic as fudge. But this one's like, it's cool. Like, you do see like the whole body, like he's kind of being crammed inside a box. He's holding his hat because it's just so freaking big. But he's got the wand in his hand, ready to attack the staff. Is it a staff or is it a wand? Is that a card? Like, is just the staff? Because we have like the wizard's robe. The rod. It's the wizard's rod, right? Is that what? Probably mistaken, as someone who used to play Dark Magician in the late 2010s. But this one's like really cool in terms of like being that like harsh purple color. It feels like the light lines around it kind of spiral around, and you definitely get that spiral like on its knees, and it just kind of connects all of Dark Magician very well. I mean, personally, this is another one of my favorite ones. I mean, obviously like nostalgia has a factor in it, but the fact that this is the one that's used in like the anime, showcase like this is the design that they really wanted to go with, and I think it shows in terms of having like a striking pose instead of just standing there. He's posing, my man. That's the crux of it, right? It's the pose. It's the posing JoJo's Dark Magician, and you gotta love it. You gotta love it. All right, we're still in the North American English version right here, in which we got the Power of Chaos. So this was like a harsh year later. So the LOB and the DDS promos were both in March 2002, whereas the Power of Chaos promo was in November 2003. So quite a while later, not too terribly long, but if you waited, you got the the tablet art. This is the one that for some reason Konami really likes to push, and I'm not sure why. This one does have a different color palette. He still has like the green Squidward skin, but his robe now, instead of like the purple color, it's not purple and red, it's not purple and purple, but it is like a dark blue and a red. And I think the color palette looks really good in terms of like his skin color. It makes it match a bit more synergistic with everything that's going on. It kind of reminds me of, speaking of JoJo's, actually, it does remind me of those like scenes or panels where like they change the color of like a character. This is what kind of feels like, right? It feels like a highlight that's like an overlay put over the entire body, and this is what we get. Like the pose he kind of has looks like he's gonna, like, I don't know, thrust the rod, like stab someone with it. But it's a bit more of like an attacking pose than the DDS art does, which I do like. It's a bit more aggressive, a bit more in your face. Got the tablet, which speaks to the history of Dark Magician, as well as just like Yu-Gi-Oh being so Egyptian themed. And I think that works really well. And that's probably a reason why Konami has stuck with this one, because it kind of gets like the best of certain aspects that they want to go for to Dark Magician. It's not my favorite one, just in terms of Konami pushing out like so much, and just the other ones looking a bit more like, I don't want to say dynamic, a bit more unique, I guess, than just like him launching himself forward. But it's still a cool art. Like, if you like this one, I would not argue with you at all. But in terms of having one that's like drastically different, well, we gotta look at the Shonen Jump Volume 9 one from April 2011. So it's quite some time. So if you hadn't picked up a Dark Magician, like, you were begging for one, and you had to get this sick Takahashi art. And like, I love all these cards. I wish I had more than like a couple of them. But again, showcasing Takahashi's different colorizing philosophy with Dark Magician, as in anything goes, with like the very dark look. You got that dark color with that same blue face. I don't know why they keep going with like the weird cool color face. Maybe he's just that cool. But he's got the white hair and the white background. It looks clean. It is the darkest magician as of yet. This is the dark Magician. And it has that similar pose to the LOB art, where it's kind of front and center. But he has a little bit more attitude in this, right? He has his little hand there. He's holding his arm to his side with the staff like jetting right behind it, almost like he's holding a spear. It might be a spear, actually, if you ever think about it, right? It seems like he keeps wanting to use it like a spear. Maybe he stabs them and then uses the magic like while it's inside their body, just boom, right? Just make them explode from the inside out, because he is a master magician and he does not mess around. Like, when it comes to Takahashi's original art, like, you gotta appreciate the art, especially at like this stage of his career in the 2010s, where his style is a lot more distinct from like the Yu-Gi-Oh of old. And I think that works a lot in his favor, as well as like the other Takahashi art cards. But in terms of Dark Magician, like having just another one that really sticks out, I think helps a lot in the reasoning behind having so many different Dark Magician art, right? You want to have them look different, not just have different poses, but like have different colors, visual styles, like even backgrounds instead of just the dark magic circle, that kind of stuff. Like, I am all here for. So the last one of the North American art is technically a different card, but I'm just going to include it anyway because it's Dark Magician, and that is the Red Arcana art. This took forever to get, November 2015, so another 4 years after the Shonen Jump art, which was, it was a promotional set. So this is the first time we got like a true new art in a physical set in quite some time. And I love the Arcana art. It is definitely one of my favorite ones. I had an OCG copy in 2004, sometime in like mid-late 2004, and it always just stuck out to me because it, again, like, it's the different palettes on Dark Magician. He's a bit more sinister. He's got the shadow over the eyes. His arms are crossed. He is not looking straight at us like the LOB art. He's a bit angular. He's a bit crooked because he is a crooked individual. And I'm surprised it took this long to get it, and it wasn't just like they didn't add this in a Shonen Jump promo, right? Like, I could have saw that easily be a thing that happened, but they decided not to. They decided to make this a widely available card, which I'm super grateful for, especially since they reprinted it in the Quarter Century Stampede this year, 2025, as of this recording. And just the red is such a stark difference. We've seen red on Dark Magician before, right, with the outlines, but now we get the full red with the yellow accents on it and the green staff, and it all just like fits perfectly with the white hair. We're bringing that back from the Shonen Jump, but his face is a lot darker. It's tan, possibly more Egyptian themed, maybe having like the tan skin over just the green Atlantean skin. But, like, you know, I don't know how many people prefer the red one over the purple one. I mean, technically, it is a different card due to the set ID, even though you could still run only 3 Dark Magicians because of the name. So by name alone, it's the same card. So it's kind of like a weird thing, right? It's a different ID, but you can't still play like 3 of these plus 3 Dark Magicians. It is what it is. But let me know if you prefer the red one or the traditional Yugimoto version. All right, so we're finally moving to the worldwide English sets. Now, these technically have been started since Yugi Evolution with that LOB art, as I've mentioned before. But in terms of debuting arts, it wouldn't be until 2016. We kept getting the same similar arts for a while, right? The LOB and the Power of Chaos arts primarily. But in 2015, we got the Dark Side of Dimensions. This one's a bit more similar to the Shonen Jump art in terms of being more straightforward, dark colored, right? So got that blue skin and the white hair, but his cloak is a bit more on like the blue side, like the dark blue with light blue accents. So going full on blue with the background also like playing into that. I think it's a pretty cool pose. Not my favorite one, but it is cool. Like if you're playing that sort of Takahashi art style and you want to have like one, but like a different other prints, like this is the one that you might lean towards because it's a similar style, a bit more of a blue dark magician, the evolution of the skilled blue magician, perhaps. Again, I don't know why they keep going with the blue skin, right? Like in terms of like the skin colors, we got like blue. We got like the white, we got the tan, we got the sickly green color. I don't get like that, but when you look at something like this, they make it work, right? They make it have a very fully blue color scheme, and it works because it's all in conjunction with each other, right? I think that's kind of my problem with the LOB art, is that it just has this sticking out blue skin. It's kind of like, if you ever watch Ed, Edd and Eddy, Rolf's teeth, they're like this weird green color. Is kind of like that. It's kind of like that. But this one's not like that. This one's a lot cooler, quite literally speaking. And it's alright. I'd probably give it like a 6 out of 10, I think. If we gotta rate the other ones real quick, because I forgot to rate the other ones. This is my first time doing a visual history thing like this, so if you want to see more, like blue eyes, red eyes, or whatever card, just let me know and I might get to it. But the LOB art, I think we said was 8 out of 10. The DDS art, I think I'll also go 8 out of 10. There's things I like about it. There's things that, it's classic, but it's not like the greatest art in the world. Power of Chaos, it's not my favorite. Like this is a personal ranking, but I might have to give it like a 5 out of 10, personally speaking. I might offend some of you there. The Shonen Jump art, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It's a cool, unique art because it's like by Takahashi. But in terms of like showcasing Dark Magician, it's fine. The Arcana one, that might be, I'm gonna give it 8.5. I think just like the red sticks out so well, and it's so unique. I gotta give that extra like half point. The Dark Side Dimensions, I believe I said 6 out of 10. Going from that, we're still sort of not done here yet, but by my main macho man. Yeah. We got the structure deck Yugioh from 2016. Now this one has like another cool pose where he's kind of creating the dark magic circle. He's at a bit angle, but you get more of his body in this one standing straight up. But going back to that purplish dark blue with the red and the green in the background, which kind of complements his greenish skin, which I guess is that his canon skin color at this point? It might be. I think the coloring of this works super well in terms of like balancing and everything, because the background you get the green, but if you look up top you get a little bit of the blues too in the distant background. That green smoke, it's very magic like, which works with Dark Magician doing his magical stuff. I kind of wish he was doing something else with his staff, because it's almost like, what's the point of the staff if he can just conjure up this thing with his hand and the staff is just there? It could just be a spear. It could just be a spear. That's all I'm saying. It is pointy on both ends. It's like a halberd. The one piece is real. Like this one, like it's cool. Like sometimes, honestly, rarities I think do impact how a card looks. I'm not gonna consider rarities into this, right? Like, you know, you could say, oh, the ghost rare DDS art is superior to yada yada yada, because then we'll be here all day just ranking like rarities. And I guess depending if we do like a rarity history thing, possibility, let me know. Give me like a cool pose. I think that's really what it comes down to. I'm not really getting like a cool pose vibe. Colors are great, so I probably have to give it like a 7 out of 10. It feels a bit more balanced in the color department than the Dark Side of Dimensions one does, and he's kind of doing a bit more with the magic theme. So, you know, 7.5 on a good day. Great, I'll give it that. But next, we're on with the Dual Power. This one is one we don't get a ton. This is from April 2016. Kind of similarly, this one is kind of like the last one, but it fixes a lot of things I was talking about. It's not as colorful, but it still keeps that Dark Magician palette of the dark blue and the red, which is really cool. You got that kind of Aurora Borealis in the background in this place, in this part of the country at this time. And he's actually holding the staff with both of his hands and he's doing something. You see that like wave, that circular energy stream coming from the staff, that like he's about to attack with a dark magic attack, which I really like. He's leaning back like he's about to launch it like a lacrosse stick. I mean, maybe that's why it has that depression where it is. And you got that really intense look in his eyes. Like he's like, yeah, you know you fucked up. Like he's definitely kind of pissed off at this point and you're gonna die. He is ready, or he is threatening you to all heck. I didn't think I liked this one because, yeah, I've seen this one before, but as I'm like really inspecting it and going through each card by card, I'm really digging it. I mean, again, the green skin's kind of weird, but he's got like the long blonde hair. I feel like the white works well with the green skin, but to each their own. This might be another 8 out of 10, at least comparatively to the other ones, or at the very least, if we go like 7 with the last one, this one might be like a 7.5, but 8 on a good day. Let's go with that. All right, so we got 2 more. You're hanging on. Proud of you. We got the Battle of Chaos, February 2022. This one's really cool. So this one is, you may be familiar if you're familiar with like the history of Yu-Gi-Oh, as well as some of my Bandai videos that I've done in the past. This is a reference to the Bandai art, as well as the manga art. You might call it like the manga art version. This one is so cool. I'm glad they reprinted this one. I actually have a copy of this Battle of Chaos one. It's not like the best art in the world. It's not using the Bandai game color. It's a bit more adapting from like the manga into like the studio like Galp color scheme with the dark blue purple kind of colors. The acknowledgement to that style of old like is super cool. Any like manga related art, like I am all here for, just because the manga is like so good. And to relay back to that, especially something that relates kind of back to the Bandai game as well. Like I can't help but love. He's still got the green skin. You can't see the eyes, but he's about to like launch a very powerful attack, right? He's got like the staff in place. He's got the hand. He's about to cast. He got the dark magic circle glowing. Like he's about to strike, and it's gonna be deadly. He has no remorse. It's wonderful. The only thing that really bugs me is that his his area, like just it feels like it's covered too much, right? It almost feels like it's like a puppet, like someone can stick their hand up it, you know? It's a bit too fabricy for me. I think it would have been cool to see it with the Bandai colors, like a bit more like greenish kind of look. But the connection is great. Art wise, you know, there's some a bit to be desired. It's not the most like cool looking card, just because it is taken from a rough little image used, because, you know, in the manga the cards weren't like the main focus of like the art. It was like the summoning of the monsters being like actually in play. But this one's like really cool. I think, if I'm being honest, I'm leaning towards a 7 on this one as well, just because like it's really cool, but it's not like the kind of card I always want to like play with, in terms of like using Dark Magician art. I could see a world where I could bump it up to 8. Gut feeling is saying a 7. All right, with the final art as of this recording is actually a surprising one. 2025. So we've only seen 2 alt arts this decade of the 2020s, and that is the Quarter Century Stampede unique art. So this one only came in the Quarter Century secret rare. Like he's really doing a lot. He's posing. His costume is flowing. He got like that light shimmering from above. A lot of particles and dust particles, light particles. All the particles are coming down. It's really at a great angle too. That the colors really pop on this one. I think the background could have been a little bit more distinct, to separate itself more from Dark Magician. Like maybe adding a bit more green, like the structure deck art did. But this is definitely like a great one with his staff kind of aiming towards the light. I don't know if it's from the staff or he's like doing something towards that, because he's kind of like looking at it like he's a little bit distracted. But in terms of like having like new art, this one is really sick. Honestly, like I might also give this one like an 8 out of 10. Like this one's like, it actually is like really sick. Just like the angle, the posing, the things he's doing. Like there's a lot working in its favor. I just wish the background was a little bit more different in the hue department. Let's say that. But this is actually not the end. This is not the end. I tricked you. I tricked you all. So we're only covering the TCG. You know, obviously, yeah, you got like the Bandai game. You have like the video game art. You got the Rush Duels art, which like maybe I'll do like a Rush Duels like art thing. You have like a ton of different arts, like kind of all around like Yu-Gi-Oh. But there is like the OCG, like there's like the Chibi art. So I think it'd be kind of unfair to include stuff like the Bandai art, like the Chibi art and stuff like that into this. The Power Pros collaboration artwork, because it's gimmicky, you know what I mean? Like it's not trying to be, you know, in line with like the mainline things. I mean, Takahashi's like a little bit on like an asterisk, but like it's his art, right? Like it's from him for his game. So like that kind of counts. But let me know if I should include stuff like that in like future videos I do of this. Like if you want to see more of this, I got a cuff at some point. This might be too long. I don't know. It was fun. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you want to see more of these, and take care. Have a wonderful day.